So hello, my name is AB Girl, and I've been wanting to start a channel for a very long time. I'm a mental health counselor, and mental health is very important to me. And today, something that's been on my mind for a very long time has been male relationships and the way that we interact with each other, the way that we get to express ourselves, and the confines that hold us to a standard that is not productive to the relationship that I want to have. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people, a lot of other males in this world that, go through loneliness and go through feeling like their relationships are not really deep at all because of the way in which male relationships are and culturally just, what they have always been. So today I just want to create a space for us to just, speak about that. And, I hope with our luck in the comments, if there's any comments, that, be able to express ourselves in the struggles that, we face, because male relationships are very surface level, and a lot of the times it feels like there's no depth to them. Something that I have noticed in myself is that it is way easier for me to meet somebody who is a female, and we connect really deeply, really fast, because I can speak about my things, I can speak about my sadness, and it doesn't feel judgmental, and it feels like a safe space. Those are aspects of a relationship that I want with my male friends also, right? I think in my head it hurts to know that I can know somebody for 10 years, but the only things that we really talk about is like sports or like the video game, or like we get into arguments, or they talking about females and the way that they view them, and it turns really toxic and things like that. But it's never about I'm feeling down, I'm feeling sad, something bad happened to me, or even the good things, right? Like I went to this painting class, and it was really it was moving to me, and it did a lot for me. It oftentimes feels very surface level, and you never really get deep talks. And I'm sorry, I'm a little sick. I'm recovering. Yeah, but a lot of times, it's very surface level. And even when you meet with your friends, because we're all adults and we probably don't get to see our friends that much, but it feels when we in person with our friends, like there's always a layer of things that we haven't been able to say to them, things that we want to say to them, but we just haven't been able to, right? You'll see them and you want to talk about things that have really been affecting your life. You want to give them the updates, the real updates to your life, but you just end up talking about things that are really surface level, and you end up leaving there like, wow, I wish I wasn't like this. And that's often the feeling that I feel with my friends, and this has affected me because when it gets to a point where I can't share hard things, and I just have to hold it in, because sometimes you can't share it with your family, because it's just not that's not the people that you want to share the thing with. You want it to be a third party. You want it to be a friend, and you look around and you're like, well, I don't have any friends that I feel like I can trust enough to share these things. And this can look like them just not having the capacity to be able to receive those things, right? As men, a lot of the times, it's basically like we're raised in a society and a culture that is like, hold it in. Hold it in, don't talk about it. Don't let people know when you're down and you're hurting. And this serves a purpose, right? Because if there's people that want to hurt us, we hide those things. But I think we took it too far when it came to the fact of these are our friends. So it's not like I should be holding this from you, right? I should be able to spill my guts to you. I should be able to, show everything to you and feel like, hey, AB is feeling this way. He's able to tell me these things. Like, why am I hiding that from you? Why is my brain, maybe even your brain, telling you like I can't share the hard things? It's not appropriate, or I gotta hold it in and hold it to myself. And this week, I felt that. I felt lonely because I couldn't tell people how I was feeling, and that was a really hard thing for me to go through. And I realized, I have to address this in my life. I want deeper friendships with males, because I noticed like all of my deep friendships happen really fast when I'm interacting with women. They happen really fast, and I just don't like the idea of I've been your friend my whole life, but I can't share anything with you. And I think if we never address it, then it's never gonna change. And I'm starting to do the work to address these things. It's very important to me, and it's something that has been stressing me out. And I think male loneliness is a real thing, because you go through so many things that people just tell you to hold in, right? This can be like relationship problems, or like self-esteem and confidence, and the way you view yourselves. And if you don't have nobody to talk to, right, then what do? Men take things to extreme levels, right, when they feel like they have nothing. And we can be that for each other. We just have to have that open conversation and let people know, like, hey, we might both be uncomfortable sharing things, but I'd rather you be uncomfortable and us sit in this space together and us both be uncomfortable and maybe not know what to do, what to say. But I'd rather you share that with me, and I'd rather me feel like I can share that with you. Loneliness is a real thing, and I think the way in which we were raised as men has not served us in any way. I think it's okay to take attributes from femininity and embrace them, because I don't think being vulnerable should just be a feminine thing, and I think a lot of men think that. And for me, it's like, if that's feminine, then I want to be a little bit more feminine, right? I don't want to live my life in a way that's like very withholding. I want to, like I said before, I want to spill my guts to you. I want to, let you know how I'm feeling. I want to cry. And yeah, I want to cry. I want to be sad. I want to be soft. And that's something that I've noticed in myself and something I'm working on. I'm a therapist, and I still got things to work on. We all got things to work on. And I think that's beautiful. And yeah, I feel like if you're out there and you're watching this video, I hope that you notice your needs and your wants. And if you're ever sitting there with somebody you think you can trust, that's a safe person, I hope that you're able to go out there and just tell them how you feel, and tell them your hopes of, like, yo, I wish I could tell you this thing, and do you have the capacity for it? Do you have the capacity for me to sit here with you and let you know how I'm feeling? And if they do, that's beautiful, right? And if they don't, that's okay too. And then you can find somebody else that you think could be a safe person for you. But we just all need a person in our lives to do that. And one of my hopes within therapy is simply, I just want males to have better relationships with each other. I want males to, be able to talk to their friends and challenge them and be like, why do you think this way? Why do you feel like this is okay? And it not turn physical, and not turn into like an argument, or like we're battering each other with words. I want it to be more like I'm saying this because I love you and I care about you, and I want our relationship to get better, and I don't want to have to like cut you off. Yeah, I think we need to start being a little bit more real with each other. And if you feel what I'm feeling in your heart, I hope that one day maybe you just call your friend on the phone. You call somebody on the phone and tell them, I've been holding this in my heart, about our relationship, and I just hope that our relationship can change, and it can get better, and it can get stronger, and we can be more vulnerable with each other. And a lot of people in this world are not going to be comfortable with that, but I have also noticed that when I make that call, when I have that conversation, some people really are, and they've been thinking the same thing too, right? Because you're not the only one thinking that, and I'm not the only one thinking this. So there's probably a lot of people out there who want that deeper relationship. So if you think that is a possibility, I would say try it. And if you have tried it, let me know how it has went. Because not all stories are going to be successes, and some people don't want to go on that journey of having those deeper relationships. It feels really uncomfortable for them, and they don't know how that looks, and and it could create like somatic symptoms of like, whoa, I feel really uncomfortable. This is making my stomach hurt. This is making me sweat. I feel like I want to run away, and that's due to the way that we have been molded to see our relationships as men and see ourselves as men, and what is a man and things like that. It's not an easy journey being more vulnerable and building relationships that were really surface level, but I think if we take the time to do it, the fruits of that labor will be beautiful, and I think it'll solve a lot of problems in the place that we in the world that we in, because I feel like male loneliness and the inability to be vulnerable is a root cause of a lot of things. If you were open and vulnerable, I think it would solve so many things. But hey, we can only start with our friends, right? We can only start with our people. So let me know how it goes, and thank you for sitting with me for these 11 minutes. I really appreciate it. And at the end of this video, I think I might include like a little clip of me, spilling my guts and telling a friend of mine, how I feel. Because it's not just about you being more vulnerable. It's about me showing you that I've done the thing that I'm talking about, and it was really hard for me to do, but I did it, and I feel like it ended in a real positive way, and it was really healing for me to know that other people, other men in my life feel the same way. It's really hard, but I appreciate you for listening, and hopefully you're okay, and hopefully if you attempt to do this thing, you're able to go on that healing journey that I'm on right now, and if not, hopefully I could create a community where everybody in the comments can have each other's back and let you know that you're not alone. I don't know what I'm gonna call this channel yet because it's my first video, but I guess when it's up, you'll see. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Yeah, much love, and love you guys. Hope y'all doing okay.